all, and let's see an important problem. And very surprisingly, this problem already appeared in one of the semester examination of IIT Madras, which is the conducting agency of JEE Advanced 2024. Okay, so as you can see, like most of the professors in the question creating team is probably also going through the internal content of the agencies or IITs, which fundamentally creates the paper. As such, I should tell you, if IIT Chennai, for example, this time is conducting JEE Advanced 2024 paper as a conducting agency, it does not mean the question setter team will only be from IIT Chennai. In fact, they have a panel which is across different IITs, ISI and IISc Bangalore. Okay, but still, like since these conducting agencies also takes examinations like PhD entrance test or GET examination, or you have examinations called JAM, okay, which is for basically MSc program to IITs. So their idea and their feeling of asking format a problem can be reflected even from those exams also. And that's basically, I have done a huge research on their paper. It shows like somewhere the language, especially in JEE Advanced paper, is highly motivated, okay, and is in sync with those examinations as well. So what we can do is, let's try some problems from the similar examination, and this is a problem from this year Chennai Mathematical Institute. A good path is a sequence of points in xy plane such that in each step exactly one of the coordinate increases by 1 and the other stays same. For example, from 0 0 to 3 3, a good path from the origin to 3 3 is 0 0, you go to 1 0, so x coordinate increased, then again x increased, you see x remains same at 2, y increased, x increased, y increased, and again y increased. So this is good path, right? It is a fact that there are exactly 924 good paths from origin to 6 6. So they have already given you how many good paths are there from origin to 6 6. First question is, find the number of good path from 0 0 to 6 6 such that it passes both through the point 1 4 and 2 3. So let's say this is our starting point. Now you have to go to 1 4, and then you need to go to 2 3. So 2 3 will be, let's say this is 2 4, 2 3 will be somewhere down. So now I want a path which starts from S, which goes to somehow 4, again come down to 3 and then goes to 6. So now this is impossible. Why? Because according to rule of the game, the coordinate has to increase by 1. Okay, so if you are moving from 1 4 to 2 3, no matter in whatsoever path you take, definitely coordinate has to decrease, because finally आपका y coordinate का drop is there by 1 unit. तो यहाँ तो number of good path will be 0. So that was obviously very simple problem. Second problem, find number of good paths from same starting to final so that passes both through the points 1 2 and 3 4. So now again we have a starting point. Let's say it passes through 1 2 and 3 4, and why are these two junctions? Now you have to go to the final point F. Okay, so clearly you can see like one of the good part will be something like this, and so on and so forth. Now if you see this good path, you know, like from origin, how many moves are required to go to 1 2? Clearly we have a x gap of, because along x direction I have to move by 1 unit, along y direction I need to move by 2 unit. Okay, so in total, let's see if I decode this path, maybe I'll have a right move, then I'll go up and then up. Right, similarly from 1 2 to 3 4, maybe I'll come to 1 3. So let's say right move. Again I came from 1 4. Then I moved to 2 4 and then 3 4. So it's R R up up. Okay. So as you can clearly see, in the first move you have R U U. Instead of R U U, if I would have taken some other permutation, let's say U R U, it means first I moved up, then right by 1 unit and then up. So I reach to the same destination. Or if I'll take U U R, so first you move up and same destination. So fundamentally from a starting point to finishing point, okay, the number of segments that you are moving x unit and the number of segments that you are moving y unit, all permutation of that is giving all the paths. This is basically 1-to-1 bijection. ठीक है, you must have done this problem also. तो यहाँ पे u r u we have 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial because 2 of them is same. So I can tell from 0 to 1,3 we'll have 3c2 ways and means into, because this way is completely independent from this way. Now from 1,2 to 3,4, so how many moves are there along x direction? We have 2 moves and 2 along y. So we have 4c2, right? So that is the number of good paths from itna that passes through both points itna. And again from 3,4 to 6,6 we have 3 unit along x and 2 unit along y. So total 5. Out of 5 move I can select any 2 to be right or up. So in total we have answered 3 into 6 into 10, and that gives you 180 as the answer for question 15. Let's see question 15. Find the number of good paths from 0, 0 to 6, 6 such that neither of the 2 points 1, 2 and 3, 4 occurs in the path. That means path must miss both these points. So now this is a problem from inclusion-exclusion. So it's better if we can find, let's say S1 as set of all those paths which passes through 1, 2. Okay, so it passes through 1, 2. Let me define S2 as number of path which passes through is set containing which passes through 3, 4. So according to the question we need to find number of paths which neither goes to any of the points. So number of paths which goes to both of them will be S1 union S2. So out of total number of paths, if I'll subtract this, I'll get the answer. So let's calculate n of S1 union S2. So number of elements in S1 plus number of elements in S2 minus number in S1 intersection S2. Now calculating all number of paths going from passing through 1, 2 is very easy. Because you know from the origin to 1, 2 we'll have 3c1 choice, and from 1, 2 to 6, 6. So 1, 2 to 6, 6 we have 5 move along x and 4 move along y. So total we have 9. Out of 9 you select any 4 or any 5. So which gives you 378. Similarly, what is ns2? Let me use different color. It's 7c3 as you can clearly see, and 5c3 which gives 350. And now number of passes through both of them. Okay, 1, 3 or 2, 3 will be what? Both of them we have already found, because that we can find 378 is passing through 1, 2. Passing through 3, 4 is 350. Okay, and passing through first problem, find the number of goods that passes through both the points. I have already done, that is 180. तो यहाँ से कितना होगा 378 plus 350 minus 180. अब कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो 546. Now in the problem they have already given number of goods paths is 924 from origin to 6, 6. So the final answer of the last part is 924 minus 548, which is 376. So this is how we decode this path problem, and very nicely you have decoded. कि आप देख सकते हो, like there will be some path like u, r, u, r, u, r, u, r, u. This is not the question that I'm asking. तो इस पार्ट का डिकोडिंग क्या, जैसे आप फर्स्ट मूव अप लिए, लेट मी डिकोड दिस, लाइक से फर्स्ट मूव यू टेकन अप, देन राइट अप, राइट अप, राइट अप, राइट अप. So this is starting point and finishing point. Okay, so every part can be decoded with this basic code. Okay, and every code is in bijection with this path, corresponding to any path. Let's say if I draw this path, so you know it's like up, 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 right, 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 kind of. ठीक है, up, 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 ऐसा हो सकता है, right, 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 right. So every part is in bijection with this, means 1-to-1 correspondence with this. ठीक है, ये तो एक बेसिक प्रॉब्लम था सिमाई का. Let's try one more question. अब this question was from vector. Let O be the origin and P is a point 19, 5, 2024 and Q be points in 3-dimensional space where Q is unknown point. Consider vector U given as 95 and 24 and vector V as x, y, z. For each sets below, choose the correct option describing. Okay, So in fact, these are the 3 questions that they have asked. This is a format for Chennai mathematical examination. It's fanciful. Of course, J advanced can ask this in different fashion by making it more combinatorics oriented, means PNC flavor they can put more. Here the question was still nice but easy. So first is the locus of all point Q such that U dot B is 2024. So U dot B, you know, is stated for what question? 19x plus 5y plus 2024 G equals 2024. So it's clearly a plane which is having normal 19, 5, 2024. Okay. So first represents a plane perpendicular to U vector. तो ये तो आ गया फर्स्ट वाला. सेकेंड U डॉट बी इज माइनस 2024 V डॉट बी. अब देखो B इज ऑलरेडी एक्स वाई जी, ठीक है, एंड U डॉट बी व्हाट विल गेट? U डॉट बी विल गेट समथिंग x प्लस समथिंग y प्लस समथिंग, and B dot B is mod of B square, so that is x square plus s. So using equations, again we can have a rough feel of what second set will be. तो इसके लिए still we can try another way. One to you can try using equations. For example, if I take U dot B, so that part is still same as this one. So 19x plus 5y plus 2024z equals minus 2024, and B dot B is B magnitude into cos 0. तो ये तो जाएगा mod B. Mod B is what? Root over x square plus y square plus g square. तो यहाँ से आप ये देख सकते हैं. So this is what we got, right? Now what is the locus of this? What's the locus of this? Now don't tell it's not possible because RHS is always negative and LHS definitely can be negative. That depends x, y, z. अब यहाँ पे फील करने के लिए you can feel like suppose if I make z equal to 0. Z equal to 0 means on xy plane, let's see am I getting any curve or not. So z 0 के बाद we'll get 19x plus 5y is minus 2024 times root over x square plus y square. So clearly one of the solution of this is 0 0. आप देख सकते हो because 0 0 satisfy this. Is there any positive solution? No, that's not possible क्योंकि RHS is negative, this is positive. Is there any negative solution? That's also not possible यहाँ पे, ठीक है, क्योंकि if both x y is negative तो clearly अब ये तो नेगेटिव हो जाएगा और ये नेगेटिव है, तो नेगेटिव में यहाँ पे सॉल्यूशन आ सकता है. सॉरी, इज देयर एनी नेगेटिव सॉल्यूशन? तो वो पॉसिबल है. तो यहाँ पे यू नो लाइक नाउ इट विल बी अ सेकंड डिग्री कर्व. इनफैक्ट यू कैन स्क्वायर एंड गेट काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग. तो यहाँ पे क्या बनेगा? एक सर्कल टाइप का बनेगा, क्योंकि आप अगर स्क्वायर कर दोगे it will not be in all quadrant but some fixed quadrant because there will be no circle in, you know, like part of circle in the positive kind of thing. Similarly, you put z equal to 1, you'll get 1 portion on the first floor, z equals 2, you'll get 1 portion on the second floor. तो यहाँ पे feel आ रहा है like there will be cascading of circles. Okay, तो cascading of circular type of segments will form, if not the entire circle, then still it's a part of cone. Okay, तो ये सब तो एक फील आ गया जो एक कोन का पार्ट है. अच्छा, दिस यू कैन रियलाइज इन अ बेटर वे. द बेटर वे विल बी b dot b cos theta. Theta is the angle between u dot b. How you can write u dot b vector? I can write u का मैग्नीट्यूड b का मैग्नीट्यूड इंटू कॉस ऑफ एंगल बिटवीन देम. ठीक है, अब ये तो इधर से देखो, यहाँ से तो मेरे पास क्या आ गया? u dot b को I can write uv cos theta and that is minus 2024 times magnitude of b. The magnitude of b either it will be 0, तो वो तो गया. Magnitude of b 0 means x y g equal to 0, so that's just a single point in that situation's origin. Or you have u cos theta equals minus 2024. अब u cos theta equals minus 2024 का क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब देखो u का जो प्रोजेक्शन है that is always fixed, right? So the given condition for non-zero vector v gives cos theta. Actually I can write cos theta is equals minus 2024 by u dot u vectors, and since it's constant between minus 1 and 0, as u dot u का magnitude जो होगा mod u is greater than 2024, so the given set consists of endpoints of all vector making a fixed obtuse angle vu with along with origin. जब समझ रहे हैं ना, तो origin से क्या हो गया? ये एक फिक्स्ड ऑब्ट्यूस एंगल बना रहा है ये वेक्टर u. तो ये कहाँ जाएगा? इट विल गो इन अ कोन. सो द सेकेंड लोकस इज अ कोन. Third is again now u dot b is 2024 b square mod b square. So this is easy. If you put even x and y model, you are getting 19x plus 5y plus 24g equals 24 times x square plus y square plus g square. And this is nothing but you can make perfect square. You'll get x minus something whole square plus y minus something whole square plus z minus something whole square equal to something else whole square. So clearly this is a counterpart and cousin of circle in 2D. So ये sphere हो जाएगा. So third part is a sphere. So the final answer is first one is plane, second represents cone, and the third represents a sphere. Okay, so this was about just understanding the projection, which is very fundamental. Let's try one more question. And here we go to problem B2, and which is definitely damn interesting because you can see the order of magnitude of 10 that they have kept in the problem. Okay, and sometimes this kind of order magnitude tactics helps us, and J Advanced has asked a lot of problem on this kind of model, so it's better to do it effective for our examination. Find the domain of the function g of x defined by the following formula. It means for what x this is defined. Now you can clearly see we have log of 10, log of base 10, and t square minus 1000 t plus this. Now if I see the expression t square minus 1000 t, it's an upward parabola and its derivative will give 2t equals 1000, so t equals 500. So at t equals 500, I'll have a minimum. And the global minimum that you can easily check is minus 2540, which is definitely too small and literally too small in front of this expression 10 to the power 1000, because 10 to the power 1000 is way bigger than this. So in fact this quantity entirely will always be strictly positive. Since it's strictly positive and it's too big in front of order of magnitude of this scale, okay, at least it's much bigger than 10 to the power 2. So its order is much more. So now we are completely safe, and I can tell that g of x is heavily defined for all x belonging to real. Because since this is already safe, it's 10 to the power 2 big. So even if we'll take log 10 to the power 2 big, it will be too big number. Again, log base 10 too big number will still be defined. Okay. So there is no restrictions, there is no problem in domain definition. So the calculated quantities before first was this. What about G 1000? Okay, so domain we have already got. Now G 1000 is again interesting because as we can see the log function increases very slowly. If we'll draw log graph, log base 10x, it grows like this. At 1 is 0, tending 0 minus infinity, infinity. So log increases extremely slowly. So if I'll take still log of x, ये तो और slow हो जाएगा क्योंकि log x itself is going slow. Now if I'll again take log machine in this output, so log will not eat all the output from minus infinity to 0. It will reject, and further 0 to infinity, again it will become slow. Right? So log x will be defined only from 1 to infinity. More it will be more slower growth. So very weakly defined function. So index consists of 10 to 10,000, like 10 to 1000 interval. The value of t square minus 1002 are in the window minus 25 into 10 to power 5 to 0, as you can already see. in this interval, यहाँ से यहाँ तक जा रहा है. Okay, and we have no practical effect on the order of magnitude because 10 to the power 1000 will be too big. So throughout the interval of integration, we know this is extremely close to 1000, right? क्योंकि ये जो values है log 10 to 1000 के बीच में अगर मैं करें, g 1000 means 10 to 1000 के बीच में. So I know like this quantity is almost negligible in front of this. Of course, I am neglecting this because of this order of magnitude. Okay, so basically we are just integrating some constant क्योंकि यहाँ से आपका ये कितना जाएगा, यहाँ से 1000 आ जाएगा and log 10 cube is 3. So this entire thing under that condition becomes almost 3. So the answer is 3 into 1000 minus 10. So actually that will become 990. So 2970. Now 2970 is approximate answer. It's not exact answer. Okay, exact integration will be too bad. So I'll tell like a rough estimation of this will be 2970. But the approximate value is not exact. Approx. Next is x in 10 to 1000 when gx has maximum possible slope. So you know slope of g will be g dash x. G dash x आपको पता है by Leibniz rule. I'll put log 10 log base 10 x square minus 1000 x plus 10 to the power 1000. ये आ जाएगा g dash x. ठीक है. Again by the fundamental theorem calculus we have done this. Since log 10 is an increasing function, we may simply discard log 10 in the front and find extreme odds of this. क्यों? क्योंकि अब आपको पता है तो log जो है वो खुद इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन है. तो अगर log इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन होगा तो log 10 ये भी इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन है. तो जस्ट हम इसका नेचर देख सकते हैं. एंड इसका नेचर भी ऑलरेडी नो बिटवीन 10 to 1000 वाले इंटरवल में. ओके, दिस बेसिकली इज अ पैराबोला दैट टेक्स मिनिमम एट वर्टेक्स at x equal to 500. So by symmetry of parabola, the maximum value occurs at the end point farther from the vertex x 1000 per. Okay, so these are theoretically exact answer. G dash extremely tiny variation. Okay, it is the flattening is happening because of G dash is still changing, but you know like it will be almost settle. That is because of the extremely slow growth of log base 10 log base 10. Clear? तो वो वाला इसका पार्ट हो गया यहाँ पे. ऐसे लिस्ट पॉसिबल स्लोप भी आप ऑटोमेटिकली बोल सकते हो. नेक्स्ट इज लिमिट x टेंड्स टू इन्फिनिटी ln x by g of x. अब दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज बोथ ln x एंड g of x विल टेंड्स टू इन्फिनिटी एज x टेंड्स टू इन्फिनिटी. अब देख सकते हो व्हेन x इज टेंडिंग टू इन्फिनिटी तो अगेन आई हैव टोल्ड यू लाइक okay 10 to infinity में now you can't neglect because this will also become powerful in front of this. In fact when x is very large, okay, at a very higher level if I ask g of infinity value, ठीक है, तो ये जो है वो 10 to infinity में वेरी करेगा तो यहाँ पे नेगलेक्शन थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. बट वी कैन यूज लॉपिटल्स रूल. ओके, एंड यूजिंग लॉपिटल्स रूल यू कैन इजीली सी बाय क्योंकि g of x divided by ln of x is g dash x by 1 by x. Or if I'm asking ulta ln of x by this by L'Hopital's will give 1 by x by g dash x. ठीक है. Now this is 0 because it is 1 by x g dash x. When x tends to infinity ये तो almost infinite हो गया. अब g dash x भी आप देख सकते हो when x is tending to infinity ये infinity पे चले जाएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि the maximum औकात वाला term will be x square. Okay, because from quadratic also you can feel that. So this entire quantity will go to 1 by infinity into infinity. Actually I should not write equal to, mathematically it's illegal, but I hope you are getting the feel what I'm telling. Okay, so the answer for this part is 0. In fact it would have been more interesting question if they would have asked x ln x by g of x. Instead of asking ln x by g of x they would have asked this question, or maybe x square ln x by g of x. तो आप इस दोनों को कैलकुलेट कीजिए और कमेंट सेशन में बताइए क्या आंसर आएगा. जेई एडवांस वाला ये पूछेगा x ln x by g of x. ठीक है. So these were some beautiful questions which you have seen like how we can tackle, and I'm sure you must have enjoyed doing this problem. Okay, one more bonus problem what I can give is this. One more bonus problem let me give you. Suppose for all non-negative integer n we define a function f of n x इक्वल टू साइन एक्स टू द पावर n प्लस साइन एक्स प्लस 2π/3 to the power n and plus sine x plus 4π/3 to the power n. And then maybe we can define a set S such that x belongs to, let's say, 0 to 2π, where f of 6x equals 27/32. Up J advance keeps on doing this kind of game. Second is x belonging to 0 to 2π such that f of 5x equals 0. And one more set, let's say if I take u x belonging to 0 to 2π such that f of 4x equals 0. So you have to find the cardinality of, okay, we need to find cardinality of number of element in set S union T union U, or since I am using symbol union, so let me call it by a new set P. ठीक है, अब इसको कैलकुलेट करने के लिए आपको नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन सेट S, नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन सेट T प्लस नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन B निकालना होगा, माइनस नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट S इंटरसेक्शन T माइनस S इंटरसेक्शन B माइनस नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन T इंटरसेक्शन B एंड प्लस नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन S इंटरसेक्शन T इंटरसेक्शन B. अब देखो ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है. इंटरेस्टिंग क्यों है? क्योंकि इट्स बेटर आई कैन फाइंड, लेट्स सी, द इजीएस्ट वन. The easiest one fills number of element in this set. Now how to get F4? Now one way of getting F4 is straightforward. You directly put, instead of n, you keep a value of n equal to 4 and calculate those values. ठीक है, तो चलो हम n equal to 4 पे देखें. हम दो अप्रोच से आपको बताते हैं, इंटरेस्टिंग अप्रोच से. n4 will give fx as sin 4x, sin 4x plus 2π/3 plus sin 4 x plus 4π/3. अब यहाँ से you are getting some feel also, maybe some fragrance of complex number is there. So this problem in fact can be little bit thought in terms of complex number also. कैसे? So suppose if I have some vector, let's say whose component is cos x comma sin x. So 2π/3 is basically, this vector is multiplied with a new complex number. Okay, so it's basically, if this I am calling at z, so it's z omega, and what is 4π/3 is z omega square. Yeah, very good. तो वो आपको फीलिंग दे रहा है, ठीक है, वो आपको फीलिंग दे रहा है कुछ. तो अब देखो, अगर हम z को, इफ आई टेक द पावर ऑफ z, मतलब मैं 4 से अगर इसको मैं z का पावर 4 करूँ, okay, so z का पावर 4 will become cos 4x sin 4x. So it's not sin to the power 4, in fact it will become cos 4x. But still, like, this problem can also be thought from this angle. That is method 1. Other is maybe we can differentiate and try to find. So if I'll differentiate, we'll get 4 sin cube. I'm writing sin as this. Cos x, वो आ जाएगा अपने पास 4 sin cube x plus 2π/3 into cos of x plus 2π/3. And this quantity will be 4 sin cube x plus 4π/3 into cos x plus 4π/3. Now differentiating feels more like hazardous, क्योंकि यहाँ पे again like expanding and those kind of manipulations आपको बहुत टफ लगेगा. लेकिन एक यहाँ पे क्लेवर तरीका है, क्योंकि देखो चूँकि साइन क्यूब यहाँ से जो है ना हर जगह पे आप देख सकते हो, साइन क्यूब इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट. So what if I, let's just for experimentation, what is the value of f dash at 0? So clearly this first term will go. Second will give 4 sin cube 2π/3 into cos of 2π/3, and this will give 4 sin cube 4π/3 into cos of 4π/3. अब ये आप इंटरेस्टिंगली देख सकते हो, जो यहाँ पे जो मेरा वैल्यू है वो 0 आ गया, क्योंकि दैट कैलकुलेशन इज फाइन. रेस्ट यू कैन चेक फॉर, लेट्स से सम स्पेशल वैल्यू π/2 पे भी, और यू कैन चेक f डैश एज π/3. तो यहाँ पे देखोगे सब वैल्यू 0 0 आ रहा है. तो यहाँ से लाइक आई एम गेटिंग अ हिंट लाइक मे बी f डैश इज 0 आइडेंटिकली. दैट इज जस्ट आर हिंट एज ए JEE एडवांस रैंकर्स स्टूडेंट. ठीक है, अब वहाँ से अगर आप कैलकुलेट करोगे और थोड़ा इवेलुएट करोगे या इस कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर का भी यूज करके यू कैन ट्राई, देन यू विल गेट इंडीड 0 which shows f is a constant function. But again, I'll call this method as totally cosmetic. It works if and only if either you know the similar question before or you have done this exactly same question. So I'll give you more natural solution. एक तो आप 4 लेके एक्सपेंड कर दो. एक और थिंग था, like the hint for complex number may not directly invoke the idea of complex number, but it helps us to establish kind of recursion. अब देखो what kind of recursion we are developing. So if f of nx is this, right, what if I try to develop some formula where this f of n can be connected with n plus 1, same as integration. So I'm trying to develop some kind of recurrence which connects n with n plus 1 or maybe with n minus 1 or next generation n plus 2 or n plus 3 kind of thing. Okay, this idea came because I have to calculate h6, f5 and f4 together. These three value means somewhere I need to relate all these three. ठीक है, अब कैसे रिलेट करें? तो फिर से हम लिख रहे हैं यहाँ पे, चूंकि sin x to the power n था प्लस sin n x प्लस लेट्स से 2 pi by 3 and we have sin n x plus 4 pi by 3. So this is your f of x. तो अब मैं क्या करूँ, जो ये फर्स्ट वाला थर्ड में कन्वर्ट हो जाए, बिकॉज आई वांट टू जनरेट लेट्स से सपोज sin x n plus 1. So maybe I'll multiply with, you know, like sin x on both sides. But this would also become sin x plus 2 pi by 3. So I have to multiply with something such that, you know, this 2 pi wala 3 wala भी feeling should be there with that गोलू. If I multiply गोलू on both sides, 4 pi by 3 वाला भी feeling होना चाहिए. अच्छा, तो यहाँ से इंस्टेड ऑफ साइन एक्स एक मोटिवेशन दिख रहा है, आइदर साइन 2x साइन 3x, इसमें से विच शुड आई मल्टीप्लाई? क्लियरली साइन 3x, क्योंकि देखो 3x जो एंगल आएगा वो आ जाएगा 3x प्लस 2 पाई. इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई दिस विद 3 आई गेट 3x प्लस 4 पाई. एंड यू नो साइन ऑफ 3x प्लस 2 पाई और साइन ऑफ 3x प्लस 4 पाई सेम एज all these three is same as sin of 3x. So that's the motivation. Okay, if I multiply both sides, so this argument, this angle was a driving factor. Here of course angle is x, which shows what to multiply. तो यहाँ पे अगर मैं sin 3x से मल्टीप्लाई कर दूँ तो अब देखो अब जादू हो जाएगा. कैसा जादू होगा? हो गया sin n sin 3x प्लस sin n x प्लस 2 by 3 sin 3x and sin n x plus 4 pi by 3. Since problem is damn interesting, that's why let me give you थोड़ा working. तो ये हो जाएगा sin x, उसको एक्सपेंड करोगे तो 3 sin minus 4 sin क्यूब. इसको अगर एक्सपेंड करोगे तो sin क्यूब x plus 2 pi by 3. अब देखो अब हम गेम खेलेंगे. इस sin 3x को I'll not write 3 sin x, but rather I'll write 3 sin, very good, x plus 2 pi by 3 minus 4 sin क्यूब x plus 2 pi by 3. अब बेकूफ बना दिए इस एक्सप्रेशन को. थर्ड को अगेन आई राइट sin x plus 4 pi by 3 एंड sin 3x इज सेम एज sin ऑफ 3x plus 4 pi by 3. तो इसको लिख दिया 3 sin x plus 4 pi by 3 minus 4 sin क्यूब x plus 4 pi by 3. ठीक है, अब देखिए now what we are getting. So now if we multiply, we are getting 3 sin n plus 1, ये तो n plus 1 डिफाइन हो गया, times x I'm not writing, plus sin n plus 1 x plus 2 pi by 3 plus sin n plus 1 x plus 4 pi by 3 and minus 4 sin, same thing with n plus 3 plus sin n plus 3 x plus 2 pi by 3. Of course sin 3x is there, I'm not writing to save time, and sin n plus 3x plus 4 pi by 3. अब देखो मजा आ गया. by very definition this is nothing but f of nx, और ये हो गया f of n plus 3x. So now my function f of nx I can write times sin 3x is nothing but 3f of n plus 1x minus 4f of n plus 3x. So this is my recurrence relation that we got. And I'm sure like most of you might not have used recurrence relation in trigonometry and you are using this for the first time. So फिर से मैं बता दूँ ये sin 3x fnx है and this is 3 minus 4. तो उस टाइप का feeling generate. Now you know only the base condition is already known, क्योंकि what is f0x? f0x means instead of n you put 0. So instead of n, if I'll put 0, what I'll get 1 plus 1 plus 1 3. So just you need to know this, right? अब f of 1x भी अगर आप आसानी से देख सकते हो तो f of 1x क्या हो जाएगा, ये तो जाएगा sin x प्लस साइन x प्लस 2π/3 एंड प्लस साइन x प्लस कितना 4π/3. अब दिस इज डायरेक्टली 0, या तो आप एक्सपेंड करो नहीं तो कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर से. नाउ दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑन कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर बिकॉज इफ दिस इज z, दिस गाय इज z ओमेगा and this is z omega square and sum of all these three vectors is 0 by Lami's theorem or by equilateral triangle theorem, whatever, by common sense they have same force. So sum of z plus z omega and z omega square, these three vectors is 0 from cube root of unity concept also. So hence their real part sum will be 0, imaginary part. तो ये तो exactly इसका क्या है, imaginary part sum तो f1x भी 0. अब आपको f1x पता है, एफ नॉट एक्स पता है, तो इस दोनों के बल पे आप नेक्स्ट रिलेशन यहाँ से निकाल सकते हो. ठीक है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे गैपिंग देखो n+1 और n+3 है. सो इफ आई पुट n0 आई विल गेट f1x n3. सो विथ n0 डायरेक्टली आई विल गेट n3x. ठीक है, तो f3x जो यहाँ से बनने वाला है वो -3/4 sin 3x बन जाएगा. आप देख सकते हो, जस्ट यू नीड दीज टू वैल्यूज विच इज़ वेरी इजी टू कैलकुलेट एंड दिस इज द पावर ऑफ रिकर्सन. अब 3 के बाद डायरेक्टली आप फिर 4 भी आप चेक कर सकते हो. 4 करने के लिए तुमको 2 भी चाहिए, क्योंकि 4 करने के लिए आई विल पुट n = 1. तो n = 1 विल डिमांड n = f2 and f1. नाउ f1 इज नो, तो f2 मीन्स वी नीड 3 स्टार्टर. आई नीड f0, f1 एंड f2. f2 इज ऑल्सो नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट, आप कर सकते हो स्क्वायर करके. ठीक है, आइदर यू डिफरेंशिएट एंड प्रूव दैट इट इज अ कांस्टेंट एंड पुट जस्ट x = 0, या फिर यू कैन कन्वर्ट साइन स्क्वायर समथिंग एज 1 - cos 2θ/2. तो वहाँ से भी अगेन फिर से आप क्या लगा दीजिए, ये कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर का थ्योरी लगा दो फॉर फास्ट कैलकुलेशन एंड f2 आ गया एंड दैट गिव्स मी f4 as 9/8, f5 as -15/16 sin 3x. This thing I have already done with calculation. And f6x is 27/32 plus 3/16 sin square 3x. ठीक है, now coming back to the problem. So v set is basically 0 because f4 we have already seen it's 9/8. So if it is 9/8, 9/8 cannot be 0. तो ये v is an empty set. तो v में तो कोई एलिमेंट ही नहीं, नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन v is 5. अब t is not 0 क्योंकि f5 we know, f5 is -15/16 sin 3x. So this will include sin 3x = 0 which will give 3x = n π. तो यहाँ से सॉल्यूशन आपका आने लगेगा 0. ठीक है ना, π/3, 2π/3, 3π/3, 4π/3, 5π/3 एंड 6π/3, 2π. तो इतना सारा सॉल्यूशन है. सिमिलरली सेट S में होगा f6x we have seen it's 27/32 plus 3/16 sin square 3x. So this shows sin square 3x must die, मतलब sin 3x must die. अब sin 3x if it dies तो वो तो हो गया सेम एज सेट एस वाला, मतलब सेट एस से जो भी वैल्यू आने वाला है और सेट टी से आने वाला है ये सेम हो गया. देख रहे हो क्वेश्चन ऐसे ब्यूटीफुली सेट किया गया था. सो नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन सेट एस इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट इन सेट टी एंड इफ आई एम नॉट मिसिंग कैलकुलेशन 3 4 5 6 7 सॉल्यूशंस. ठीक है, और फिर नंबर ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इन सेट बी, ये तो 0 हो गया. Okay, so let's now see what to do. So number in set we know this is 7 and t is 7 and b is nothing, number of element is 0. s intersection t तो कोई सॉल्यूशन ही नहीं है. अच्छा s और t में तो है, हाँ 7 सॉल्यूशन. s और v में कोई नहीं है 0 क्योंकि v हैज नो एलिमेंट. t एंड b का भी फिर से 0 आ गया एंड ऑल 3 कॉमन है 0. तो फाइनल जो आंसर मेरे पास आ गया वो आ गया ये 7 7 गया. सो फाइनली वी हैव जस्ट 7 एज द आंसर फॉर दिस प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, क्योंकि S और T का जो आया यूनियन और V का जो आया यूनियन वो तो सिर्फ 7 है क्योंकि ऑल 7 इसमें रिपीटेड है. नाउ विल टेल सर यूनियन के लिए आप वाई हैव यूज दिस इंक्लूजन एक्सक्लूजन बिकॉज इन द बिगिनिंग आई वाज नॉट नोइंग ना whether V will be empty or not. Okay, that's why we started with the first this generalized formula and then apply this. So I hope like those who have patience and those who have seen the lecture till the end they will get a gift of this question. और ये problem was asked for the first time by my ISI professor, okay, when I was in Indian Statistical Institute. तो वहाँ पे and I feel like ये problem काफ़ी एक अच्छा problem है.